All right, so the snowflake in my design space no longer is free. So to find you a free one that you can use, if you will go to Google, click in Snowflake, SVG, tons of different snowflakes pop up. Now, some things to be on the lookout for. This one right here is real pretty, but notice that the center of the snowflake is very thin. It's better if you can find a snowflake that the center part is a little bit wider. This right here might possibly be a good one. I'm thinking one like this right here even. Um, or you could make one like this work. Scanning through. Let's see here. I'm going to do this one right here. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to say save as Snowflake 1 because I've already got one on my computer. Then I'm going to go to Design Space and I'm going to click New. I'm going to replace what's on the New. And Images. Actually, not Images. Uploads. And I'm going to click Upload Image. And I'm going to browse and find my snowflake that I just downloaded. And I'm going to go to Complex and click Continue. Now notice that this snowflake has a background. So I've got to remove that background or else it's only going to print that square. So I'm going to come over here to select and erase. And then I'm going to start clicking where the background is. If I want this to cut out in the center, I can click that. If not, I don't have to, but I'm just going to go ahead and everywhere there was white, I'm going to click. I'm going to actually zoom in, I think, right here just a little bit to make sure that I've got it all. And I did. So then I'm going to click continue. This is what it's going to look like cut for right now. So I'm going to click on that square to save it as a cut image and click save. Then it's going to have my images. So I can click on my uploaded image now and insert it into my project. And I'm going to go ahead and increase the size so that I can see it. It doesn't really matter what size it is yet. I can fix that in a minute. The next part is making it into the split. So I'm going to click Shapes, go to Square, and I'm going to make a square big enough that it will cover half of my snowflake. It doesn't matter, top half, bottom half. And I'm going to center it to where the top line of my square goes in that center portion of my snowflake because that's where it's fixing to cut it. And then I'm going to hold my shift key down, click my square and my snowflake, and I'm going to go over here to where it says slice. Now it's going to have made multiple pieces, so I'm going to delete out the extra part of my square. I can delete out the other gray part, and that leaves me with my original snowflake cut into two parts. So now I'm just going to separate. Now notice and I tried to line mine up with my little grid on my paper. But notice it's not very symmetrical. So to fix that, click the top part, shift, and the bottom part. And the first thing I did was I welded those two together. That way I don't have to worry about them splitting apart anymore. And now when I click the whole snowflake, it's one snowflake. I'm going to come up here to my little size bar and I'm going to unlock the proportions. And I'm just going to sort of play with it until I get the proportion that I think looks right. And then I'm going to lock it back. My snowflakes were about 4 inches. So once I lock it back, I can come over here and on one of them, click, like on the wide, click 4 and enter. And then it will keep the proportions that I picked, but it'll just shrink it down to where it's 4 inches. Now comes the part of adding the names. So here's my base snowflake. I have to be careful to duplicate that snowflake before I put a name with it. So I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to go over to text. I'm going to type my name, whatever name that I want. I want to find the font that I want to use. An all caps font. So I should have probably went back here and even typed my name in all caps just to make easier. And that keeps your letters like Y the same height, everything. So find me a font. I suggest picking a thicker font, not one that's too super cute, but something that's thick so that when it cuts, it won't be too thin. I don't remember which one I did, but anyway, so let's say here's my name. When I come over here, to make it easier for me to sort of see, I made my name temporarily a different color. I set it over. Now this one was not a good example because it's right at the same size. So I'm going to click one. I'm going to make a different one, a long name. So my Addison, for example. So Addison, you see, is way too big. So I just would, while I'm clicking on the name, I would unlock it. I put it up here in my snowflake, and using my little green, I shrunk it down to whatever I needed it to be. You need to make sure that the letters sort of overlap both the top section and the bottom section. It doesn't have to be perfect, but so I've got my name in there. I'm going to click my name, shift, click my snowflake, and go down to Weld, and that's my first one. So I go back to my original, hit duplicate, go to text, and remember if you'll cap lock, so type Misty. Remember I said it's easier to just temporarily change the color. When I get over here, I may not like the size of the letters or how long it is. If so, remember you click unlock, adjust, and then once you've got your name where you want it, you click both the snowflake, shift, and the name. You'll see both here on the side, they're both shaded in to know that you clicked them correctly. And then you go to Weld. And every time you just continue to do the same thing. You highlight the original template, you click duplicate, you click text. I always go ahead and cap, so give another example. So my Liam was way too small for that. I just unlocked and stretched him out. And then when I got him where I wanted him, shift while you click on him, click on the snowflake, and weld. When you get done, all you do is go up here to click Make It. Put your paper on your mat and hit continue, and it will pretty much do the rest. You don't have to mirror it. There's nothing special, fancy that you have to do with it. And that's it. Maybe this will help since I can't be there in person to show you. Let me know if you need any other help or have any other questions.